Okay. I pressed the go live button. I forgot to do that before you after you hit record. But yeah. Um
So,
all right.
it could be a little delayed, but
Yeah, it'll be a little delayed. But okay. Let's do this. Wait. Is this the right one? No, it's not. There we go. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Easy Beasy podcast where we love to keep it nice and easy. As always, joined by the wonderful, fantastic, awesome, stupendous, wonderful, absolutely legendary duo of Brandon and Lauren. How are you guys doing on this wonderful Sunday afternoon?
pretty good,
Hey,
pretty good.
pretty
You guys are
good.
killing it, man. For those
Hopefully, I
of you who
didn't.
don't
Yeah.
know, these two have done something quite extraordinary, which is they've gone ahead and they've had their two new shows debut on the channel, and I gotta give them a round of applause for that. I mean, they're just absolutely killing it out here in the streets, you know. Lauren, go ahead and tell the people a little bit about what your show is. Just give that plug real quick. You know what I mean? The title is work in progress, by the way. Just want to put that out there. Hello?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon, you go ahead.
All right. Hey, guys, if you check out it this week on Thursday, say hello to the Dragon Sanctum. What is the Dragon Sanctum? I don't know. Psych, I'm going to tell you. A little hint from my episode. But the Dragon Sanctum is where we just have a chill reaction to videos that I might be interested in that may be popping during the week. Or if you have something you want me to react to, just leave it in the chat, leave it in the description, or you can DM us on one of our social medias. So if you got something me to react, I'm the guy. I'm the guy. I'm just kidding. But
Listen,
yes,
he's the guy.
I react to videos on the Dragon Sanctum.
So basically, on the Dragon Sanctum, it's Brandon's new hit television show, Emmy award winning, Oscar winning. Well, Oscars for movies, right? It's a movie and it's a TV show all in one. It's so good. Um, but yeah, he's got his own thing. It debuted last Thursday. You guys go ahead and check out the first episode. It's every other Thursday at 4. So be on the lookout for that next week, or this week actually, or next week.
Next week.
Lauren
Sweet.
had her show debut as well.
Hello.
Hers was the first to debut.
Yes,
Again, name is still
in the
work,
works.
work in progress.
In the
Work in
works.
progress.
I'm really bad at names.
Because
okay.
if I want to just expose Lauren for a second, she really out
Oh my
here.
god.
She's really out here. Was like, hey, let me call it Things with Lauren, and I'm like, yo.
I mean, it was good enough, you
No,
know?
no.
It was a beginner. It's a
No.
beginner mistake.
So when we were like coming up with what were we coming with the name of? Oh, came up with the name of the segment we're gonna do today. We were thinking of it yesterday, and I was like, yo, okay, guys, no things, no stuff, and no talking in the title because we tend to. And
You
this
tend
is
to use that a lot.
I'm saying this like I'm telling them. No, this is mostly to me. I'm mostly talking to myself. I can't name anything, at all. So it's mostly like a rule, like all of us, I guess, have to try to follow because it's so difficult. Like shout out to the people who come up with names for stuff. You know,
Yeah,
like what
stuff.
are those people called?
uh,
Names.
They have a name
Uh,
that I do not know.
people who come up with names for things. Racists. Things that I don't
oh man.
know.
What is it? Are you talking like people who are scientifically who name things?
Well, in science, don't they use Latin?
I
Which I
can
feel
say
like is
they
kind
call
of
it like,
cheating. I feel like
isn't it
it's
called
kind of
like
cheating sometimes.
taxonomy or something like taxonomy or something like that?
Well, the study of names is, ooh, I want to say it's nomenclature. I don't know actually.
Hmm.
But yeah, whoever does that, whoever's job that is, you guys put it in the comment section below. But shout out to y'all because coming with names for stuff is hard.
Yes.
Oh,
But
for real.
regardless though, Lauren's show debuted last week on a Tuesday. Everyone go check it out, go support it. It's really dope. She talks about Will Smith and
Will
Jada Smith.
Smith and
Yep.
Jada's relationship and how maybe they might not be the best for each other.
I don't know. Listen, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna
That's a
say
that's
too
a big
much.
mess.
See,
That's a
okay. I
mess.
would like to defend myself though, because Tuesday, I was very much like firm on like, yeah, they should break up. But this one TikTok girl got me like a little like, wait a minute. Why didn't you make your video on Tuesday so I could have changed my opinion, lady?
Where was this opinion for me to steal when I was making my
Yeah.
I feel you. I feel you 100%. No, but no, what'd she say though? What?
Basically, like she pretty much made it out to seem like a lot of people are going in on Jada, and like being extra mean to her when we're not getting full clarity of the situation. And like the way she explained it just made the whole situation sound 10 times less bad. So I
Hmm.
don't know. I have to find her TikTok and I'll give her a shout out in the comments later on. I'll come back to this because like her video was actually pretty good.
Yeah. So they'll be, I'm sure, as more and more people get to you guys' videos, there'll be comments and reactions and stuff like that. Um, so I definitely can't wait for that. This week, you guys better get ready because I have a show that's debuting on Wednesday. So we have a little schedule going on.
Yes.
So mine is going to be on Wednesday and it's going to be every other Wednesday. And then Brandon and we have our own tech show every other Friday.
Yes.
Um, so we're going to be doing that this Friday. We'll be talking about the new MacBooks. We'll be talking about
The new Google
the
Pixel
new Google
6,
Pixel 6.
Android 12, which my source teacher said is called Snowball or Snow Cone. My bad.
Yeah, so we'll be talking about all the classic tech stuff. You guys who are into that stuff, you all know what the deal is. We'll be going over everything in between. So be on the lookout for that if you're into that stuff. So a lot of new stuff coming on the channel, y'all. We're really putting in a
Yes.
lot of work, and I hope you guys will be proud of us putting out content and go ahead and support and share it with as many people as you can. Please, that's the number one thing.
Yes.
So we can kind of get our name out there and kind of make the best content we possibly can. Because the more of you guys that are in here, especially like during the live stream, of course, but the more of you guys that are in here, uh, the better it is for the content. So if you guys want better content, go ahead and hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, and give us some feedback. Let us know what you want to hear about. But I'm super excited. Um, there may or may not be a musical number coming on Wednesday. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah,
Okay.
but
Ooh.
yeah, guys. So be on the lookout for that. I'm super excited. Now we're gonna get into a little bit of a sadder note. We kind of talked about this yesterday. For those of you who are unaware, there was a big tragedy on Friday. I want to say it's Friday or either Friday or Thursday. Um,
I believe it's a
a-
Friday. Because
yeah,
the Astro World was supposed to be
yeah,
Friday and Saturday.
Astrofest. Yeah. Um, and yeah, there was a lot of talk and discussion about it. Basically, long story short, man, 8 people have been reported to have lost their lives at the festival.
300 injured.
300 injured. Um, there was a lot of things going around, a lot of information coming out still to this day. More coming out in the future. And a lot of people have opinion. There have been videos out of people, um, you know, trying to get, there was a girl trying to get a cameraman's attention because there were so many of them packed into one place, and they all
Yeah.
like people were falling over, getting what is it called, trampled over,
Yeah.
stampeded on. Um, and overall, it's just a mess. Like the security was a mess. I mean,
A
there
couple
was,
of security guards quit because they were so overwhelmed.
yeah. I mean, they there was supposed to be 50,000 people there, and apparently there ended up being 100,000. Um, so I mean, it is like a super terrible tragedy. Um, I'm really just like, my heart goes out to the families of the people who lost loved ones. Like, imagine you send your kid to a concert and then they just never come back.
Speaking of
Like,
that, the youngest one that died was 14.
that's just awful. That's
The
What
youngest
is a
person
14-year-old
injured,
doing at a Travis Scott concert? First of all,
but the youngest person that was injured was 10. So no,
I
like
mean,
there's a lot
what
of
are we
kids apparently there at a Travis concert.
like? What are we doing? Like, and it's not. That's the issue a lot of people are having, especially with Travis Scott, is that not only has he promoted like an unsafe environment around, but it's also been a lot of like telltale signs that something like this could happen if you have the right combination of recklessness and just negligence. And the people who were organizing the event as well were just completely negligent in what they were supposed to do and how you're supposed to handle it. Like,
Not
you don't
even
just
just
throw.
that, but Travis clearly doesn't care.
I mean,
That's my issue with the matter because everyone at this point knows I'm on TikTok, and TikTokers are going crazy because a lot of them attended the festival in Texas and they have posted their personal videos.
right,
And
right.
there was one video where you can see a limp man get put, and like the crowd were trying to crowd surf him to safety, and Travis could clearly see him, like he made eye contact with the limp body and kept singing. No, there is nothing you can say that will ever make that man any better right now.
So
The way that his apologies came out, they were weak. They were Logan Paul apology videos, basically. He looked fake depressed in the second video that he made. The first apology that he came out with was very short and barely addressed the situation. Kylie made a better apology video than him, and she wasn't even in
oh,
the situation.
okay. I mean, just a few things. Number one, and I'm not really defending him, honestly, because
Understandable.
I'm super mad at him, right? But
Yes.
just to give context to the video, he apparently he was the one that called for people to take that person away. So that's why he could see them, and he knew they were there. And that's why he was like, watching them as they were coming out. I mean, as the people were crowd surfing them out. But um regardless, I mean, there's been a lot of videos of people come out or put out there and said, hey, like, whenever something like serious happens at a concert, it's typical to like just stop it, and just make sure everything's good before you continue on or do anything else. And that
Can I
clearly
say
wasn't the
something
case.
with
Well,
that specific thing?
okay, go ahead.
A lot of people online actually have been posting videos of other concerts they went to, of where the star would stop the concert for
That's what I'm
less.
saying.
Which,
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
right,
saying.
which is just like, it really does suck that, does he lack social awareness that much?
Well, also, there was and I also want to address the apologies. I mean, so obviously lawyers have gotten involved, PR people have gotten involved. So there's only so much he's going to say because he doesn't want to be like, I'm sorry, or like I messed up or I did, because he doesn't want to. You
Yeah.
don't want to admit guilt at this point legally, right? So that's what they're probably telling him right now. That's why he's not like giving like a full out apology or anything like that. Um, but I just want to say like yeah, it does feel like a little hollow. Like I mean, I won't even say. I'll be honest with you. I don't think Kylie Jenner's apology was that good. I really don't. I mean,
Oh, I'm not gonna say it was the
it
greatest because it was still
no, it's
very
not.
trash
It
for
it because
it's very trash for a famous person to apologize
I
in a
don't even think you
situation
should be
they could have
you're
done
worth
better
a
in the first place.
but you're worth see here's the thing. You're worth $1 billion, Kylie Jenner. Okay. Nobody wants to hear you say anything. Okay. You need
Very
to make sure that the families of those people that died going to your boyfriend or husband or whoever, right? His concert, you guys need to make sure that they're good forever. That's the least you can do. Okay. That's not going to bring anything back or anyone back.
nah,
But
or make you
we
feel any
don't want
better.
nobody wants to hear any empty thoughts and prayers. My heart goes out. No one wants to hear
Right?
that from y'all.
They both better be
Okay.
paying for all of those people's funerals and the rest of their medical bills
Yeah. I mean the bare
because it
minimum.
was very unnecessary.
Um yeah, so I think look, it's a tragedy. Travis isn't gonna be doing concerts for a while. Um and I just hope that this is kind of a wake up call for just people in general about safety at festivals, being able to have these events in a
And
safe
concert
and
etiquette.
and yeah, concert etiquette. I mean, I'm not a mosh pit person, right? I personally don't understand them, but I mean, apparently there's like, etiquette at mosh pits where it's like, okay, if somebody falls over,
Yes,
you have to pick them
there
up
are.
immediately. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't really
You
happen
stop, you
at hip
yell.
hop concerts because they don't really, it's like when you see something and you copy it, but you don't really get the real, like you don't really get the whole gist of it. You just like the
Right.
aesthetic of it. And it's like, guys, like we have to be more mindful of others around us when we're having large venues like this, because something like this could easily happen the right um if the right the stars align correctly and everything is just completely negligent like it was here. So I mean, it's just unfortunate. Seriously, my heart goes out to the families, and I hope that um this can be like a wake up call for everybody. It's just sad, like watching, going through Twitter and like looking through the threads and stuff of people's firsthand accounts and like videos and stuff like that. It's just awful. It's just awful. So on a slightly related but kind of not really, before this, like literally a day before this, Kanye West dropped an interview on Drink Champs, um and where he talked about everything from his latest album. Apparently it's going to be a deluxe, to talking about the group text with Drake and all that, and just his beef with Drake in general. He had a lot of praise for Drake, actually, which I mean, of course, like, of course. Um, but the one of the things that stood out to everybody was his comments on Big Sean, saying that on his tombstone it will say, "I'm here. The reason I'm here is because I signed Big Sean," or something like that, or "I deserve to be here because I signed Big Sean." That's exactly what he said verbatim. He said should be on his tombstone, and he said that signing Big Sean was the biggest mistake he ever made. He went on to say that his, he knows his Big Sean's mom, and like he remember he signed him when he was nobody, and like for him to turn around and kind of openly lambast him and stuff, when all the political stuff was going on with Trump and all that, for him to go and just openly slander him like that was he was like he wasn't feeling it. And you know people are like, well, okay, are none of your friends allowed to disagree with you? But he made the point that Pusha T didn't agree with him either, and he voted against him, but he took him to the side and told him. He didn't just go out in the open and just start talking trash about him. So that was his point, I guess. And that's fine. until you realize that Big Sean put out a statement. He was like, yo, we hung out 2 days before this, and you didn't say any of this to me. Like,
That
you
gets
was
every
acting,
time.
yeah, like, so, and he's gonna be on Drink Champs apparently. That podcast is, they eating right now from the publicity. So that was just most of the rest of it was just typical Kanye stuff. Like, I've seen enough Kanye interviews, like none of the other stuff really shocked me. I mean, it's Kanye.
I'm sorry, the Soldier Boy comments still did kind of shock me a little
Oh,
bit.
yeah, he's, he was like, yo, did you? He was like, Soldier Boy was mad at you, because you didn't put his verse on your song. He was like, you heard that verse, right? I don't know if y'all heard it. I really don't know if y'all heard it. I wish I could there's a way for me to play it right now. But yeah, it was interesting, to say the least. Yeah, it wasn't too hot, honestly. But again, Soulja Boy made the point that, yo, why didn't you tell me it wasn't hot in person? You know what I'm saying? Apparently he didn't. Like, he told him the verse was crazy. Which he didn't say it was good. Just said it was
Clearly,
crazy.
Soldier Boy don't got some social cues.
Yeah, so you need to pick one of them social cues, because
Yeah.
someone says, "Wow, that's crazy." Yeah.
There was something wrong with that situation.
Yeah. So, I don't know. So yeah. Just a few things that were going on throughout the week. Was there anything else, y'all?
No.
What
I
was like
mean,
happening around town?
Did we talk about how the Atlanta Braves?
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
oh,
Yeah, so if you guys are a big baseball fan as I, we won the World Series. Let's go. I believe it's been my mom. Well, I had sources that tell me it's been a while since the Braves have went to the World Series and won a game. But this is pretty cool. But ironically, after they won the game, 10 of the players are now free agents, which is odd. But still, let's go Braves. I believe the Houston Astros were actually caught cheating a couple years ago too. So
They were. So everyone was rooting against the Astros. So it's just a victory for
question.
America in general.
Question. So,
Yes.
what does it mean for them to be free agents?
So
They could
basically,
sign with
then
another
you
team.
can sign with anyone they want. They can go to any playing practices.
I don't
They
know
can-
how baseball rules are, because I know in basketball they have cap space. Like, there's a certain amount of money that you're allowed to have sign onto one team. So I don't know how that works in
It's
baseball.
probably
I don't
the
think there's a
same.
no. I don't think there's a limit in baseball or caps. You can sign people for however, but I guess it's like if you can pay for it. I don't know.
Yeah, but
Regardless, though, yeah. I mean, hopefully they bring everybody back. Right?
hopefully they give him a contract or something. And I don't know who they want to sign with. I don't
It's just
care.
on me.
Yeah.
It's just on
I
me.
don't know about all that. Have you ever played baseball?
I did one time when I was 4, and it was
Wild.
fun.
Absolutely wild. I played for a season of softball in middle school, and it was trash. Did not enjoy.
I just played baseball like the Sandlot. So basically, I was out there just playing baseball with kids on the streets or in the backyard. You name it, we were just swinging.
No, I had legit games, and like I said, it was not fun. Then again, my team did lose like almost every game. So I don't know if it just wasn't fun because we were constantly losing or just wasn't fun because I didn't enjoy the sport. Don't know, but still would not try again.
Oh, you lost? Wow, dude. I was won. What are you talking about, dude?
I was
Like,
incredibly bad at softball, okay? And then the year after, my entire softball team became cheerleaders and we won every one of those competitions. So I see where our purpose was, and it was not playing baseball.
it was not, yeah. You had to figure it out. I Listen, Braves, just sign me, okay? You already won. The pressure's off. Okay, I think I'm good.
I don't know.
You know?
I feel like you might hinder their team, man.
I don't.
What's their hitting average right now?
I've never missed in a professional baseball game.
All right.
I haven't missed one time.
What
That's how good I
about
am.
for pitching? What's your pitching range?
I mean, no one's ever hit a home run on me. I'm just that good, you know. So hey, Braves, sign me, okay? That's all I gotta say. Okay, I'll make your team better. Thank you. I deserve that. Thank you. Yo, but shout out to the Braves, man. Shout out to I wanted to go to the parade. I ended up not going because I had other stuff to do. I ended up taking headshots. So those were I still haven't seen those, what those look like. But yeah, shout out to the Braves, man. Atlanta's finally won something, except outside of United. They finally won something.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Or-
Finally.
What'd you say?
I said, no, finally. That's so sad.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, again, United has won like Atlanta United won like 3-4 years ago, but a lot of people don't count that
Yes.
because they were new. Like, I think they literally won like the first or the second season of their inception. It was like, so people didn't have an emotional attachment towards them. Plus, it's MLS, so it's like soccer. I mean, you know, like
So, but
people, and Americans don't take it that seriously. Like,
But everywhere else, we're so emotional attached. The Falcons haven't won any rings yet. The Hawks hasn't done anything yet. But
so shout out to the Falcons. They won today, barely.
like, yeah, let's
After
barely
they lost-
again.
Like
After they
5
lost-
points?
After they blew a 18-point lead. You can't make this up. You really can't make this up, yo. You can't make this up. I have no words for these people. So today we're gonna go ahead and take a look-see around the internet and see because we were talking. When was this? Tuesday?
Yes.
Tuesday, Saturday.
When somebody tell the story.
Brandon?
No, I already forgot the story. So, Lori, can you go ahead?
Wow. Do you pay attention to us, Brandon? Legitimately.
I
You
do.
break my
But
heart.
don't worry, I have a gift for you after this.
Sure you do. Okay. Basically we were talking as one does, and I came up with the brilliant idea that we should just find on the cage and go on Reddit for once, because they have such interesting stories on there. And I came
Reddit.
Yeah. Listen.
what's with the size?
Listen. For everybody out there who eventually sees this from Reddit, I just want to say that I have said nothing but great things about you guys. Y'all are just the best. I only use Reddit, really. Like, I don't use any other social media. Like, come on. Like, Reddit is just the bomb. You guys are so, calm and level-headed, and, you just
Interesting. You just got so many cool things going on.
Yeah. So shout out to Reddit. I've said nothing but good things about you guys.
Yeah.
Love y'all.
I don't know, man. You guys' tones sound a little sus, but okay.
So I guess we decided to go on Reddit and look through a few posts.
We took a dive into the sea.
One stood out among all others.
Yes, one singular one.
Because of how much of a mess it was. Okay. Do you have the username of that person?
I do. The username is Runaway Brother.
Shout out to Runaway Brother. Okay.
Yes.
We're giving you your credit.
If that name wasn't enough to give you a hint for what it is, here's the title, everybody. Am I the a-hole for helping my brother run away from his wedding?
Okay.
Now,
before you start.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me just say that Lauren kind of, she only read us the titles of a lot of these. Because she was like, okay, just guess based off of what the title is, what's gonna happen. When I tell you, like, my guess was not even close. I said, anyway, she's gonna go and tell you guys the story.
No. Say what you said first.
I said that before, I was like, no, like the bride was like probably crazy or something like happened, like embarrassing, and they left, which honestly speaking, I feel like I was pretty close.
Yeah.
I feel like I was pretty close, but
that was actually pretty.
But then there's a lot more to it,
Oh yeah, and now that we have a second update that you guys are going in blind to, yeah, there's a lot more to it.
Yeah, there's a lot to the story.
Anyway, let's get into it. So the first part, I have 2 older brothers. This is about the middle one. Our parents divorced when I was very young due to our mother's insane jealousy. At first, my dad was able to handle it, but when she started making comments about me wanting to be like his wife, he had enough. She quickly rebounded with a guy with 2 kids and had shared custody for a while. But when my dad got remarried, she went crazy, calling his new wife every horrible name and claiming he was cheating on her while they were married. I always was closer to my brothers and my dad than my mom because she was always very mean to me. Long story short, my stepmom died in a bad car accident, and my dad called her in the middle of the night, letting her know that he'd pick us up earlier so we could attend the funeral.
Can
and
I stop
she
you?
decided to...
Why did he say it like that? Why do people do that? He said it so suddenly. It gives you no time to prepare. Like,
First of all, it's she.
Oh, wait a second. Really?
I could have sworn this is a she.
No, it's not.
I could have sworn this is a she.
So she helped her brother
Yes.
leave his ex-wife or his ex-fiance.
Yes.
Huh. I'm sorry, brother Sneaker or whatever your username was.
Runaway brother.
Yeah, runaway brother. Okay, I'm sorry, runaway brother.
All right, let me finish this sentence.
Go ahead.
Long story short, my stepmom died in a bad car accident, and my dad called her in the middle of the night, letting her know that he'd pick us up earlier so we could attend the funeral. And she decided to take us on a fun trip to celebrate something. It was the happiest we've ever seen her. And when we realized what happened and started crying, she told us only worthless people cry for WHOR. You know the rest.
Oh, wow.
Needless to say, things went nuclear, and my dad asked for full custody with visitation for her. He always left the line of communication open and paid for us to visit her when she moved away, but it was still very bad, and as soon as we turned 18, we lowered contact with her. Last time we saw her was on my high school graduation, where she made a point of letting everyone who would hear we were ungrateful kids, and her husband would call us bad names too. We've been no contact since then. My brother Sam, the middle brother, started dating his ex 3 years ago. She heard all the stories and the reasons why we were no contact with our mom, but she believes that we're just being dramatic. They had many issues due to her opinions, but she eventually seemed to drop the "you need to reconcile with your mother" crusade. During the wedding planning, there was no indication of... Huh?
It has to be more mocking, Lauren. You need to reconcile with your mother. It has to be something. I'm sure.
My bad. I tried.
Yeah, go ahead.
During the wedding planning, there was no indication of things going wrong or fishy. Then we got to the church, and lo and behold, mom, husband, and 2 kids were sitting at the front. I immediately panicked and called my brothers. Sam thought maybe somehow she found out and wanted to crash, so he called his ex to let her know of the potential drama. But she told him it was fine, since she invited them. Sam hung up and asked me to go get him while the oldest brother dealt with things at the church. We went home and barricaded ourselves there, even when his ex her family, friends, and etc. came to try and make sense with him. Mom's husband even called and said he always knew we were worthless. Now that the dust has settled, most of Sam's friends are on his side, and so is most of our family, the dad's side of the family. The ex's parents already threatened to sue for the money they paid if he doesn't marry her, but Sam says he'd rather pay them back for their contribution than marry someone that betrayed him. My nuclear family 100% supports Sam, but the backlash has been huge. Give me 1 minute. There was like a couple of edits in between here.
Right.
Of her
So that's the main story, right?
Right, that's the main story.
Yeah.
That is an absolute mess.
That's a complete mess.
Yo, like I always wondered what would it take? Like, it's really that, like, cold feet is really a thing. And I'm not saying that's what happened in this circumstance. Like, he was mad, obviously, that she invited the mother to begin with. But like, I've heard so many stories about people's relationships ending like at the wedding. Like the wedding, like at the wedding, that's when they decided to break it off because something like just completely just out of pocket happened.
Right. I mean, I feel like as soon as people realize that like they're in the bag, that's when they mess up.
Yeah.
Like that's when they show their true colors.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks.
I mean, like, why would you invite his the
mom,
guy,
his mother?
Why would you invite his mom when they've
because she didn't believe how
you,
serious it was.
But see, that's like you're about to get married to this person and you don't understand the relationship between their parents. Like
that already shows how much she doesn't pay attention or care about his feelings.
Yeah.
I completely like resonate with him on the fact of like, why would I marry someone who didn't care about my feelings on this subject so much that you went over my head, didn't even ask if it was okay to bring someone that I absolutely loathe to my wedding. This is my special day too. That's so rude.
Yes.
By the way, guys, we forgot to say what the segment is called. We just kind of started talking.
Oh yeah, we sure did.
Well, we will, like we said, we were minding the conversation.
Mind your relationships, right?
Mind your relation. This is mind your relationship. Oh, it's too late. It's too late.
This is
mind
where
your
we talk
relationship.
about any sort of relationships, romantic, friendship, family ships, whatever it is, and tell you to pay attention more so that you don't be the bad person in the situation.
Well, that last part was Lauren's interpretation, but for the most part, yes, I agree. Yeah. So we're just gonna tell you guys what's on our minds, and tell us what is on your minds about the situation and other stuff we're gonna talk about that relates to this. Because I want to pose a question for both of you. Okay. What would be something big enough to where you would call off a relationship at your wedding? Like, you've been with this person for however long you think is necessary, however long you would expect to be with somebody before you marry them, right? You know everything about them. You've been through whatever with them. Like, you guys, were like, yeah, let's do this. And you get to the wedding day and it's like something happens. And it's like, no, this is a deal breaker. What would that be? What would that look like?
Besides cheating, because everyone knows and most people would end the relationship if they found out that someone was cheating on them on their wedding day. Okay, so besides that, I said most. I didn't say all.
Yeah, I mean, there's some people out there, and it's like, you would love to say, oh, if you cheat, it's over with, it's done, right? But some people out there, man,
give them another chance.
They're very forgiving. But that's kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
I had this conversation with actually did I think I talked to Lauren? I think I talked to you about this, where we were like, what would be like the acceptable, like if they did it, if they cheated, but then they told it, like what it would be like, or maybe I talked to somebody else.
This was season 1.
What's the
episode
time
4.
period? What's the time? Like, what would be the acceptable thing? Like, if they would come to, like, if they did it and they came to me the next day or like the next 2 days, they're like, yeah, I
Oh
messed up.
yeah.
I did
Yeah,
that.
we did this on season 1, episode 4.
Yeah. Where it would be like, yeah, that's acceptable, I guess. It depends on, again, it's very circumstantial. But if you hold this in your pocket, you know, it's like it makes it a lot more difficult to forgive you. You know,
Yeah.
especially if
Understandable.
I'm the one that found out. Like if I find out, like my friend is like, yeah, bro, I saw her, you know, getting down to dirty.
Yeah, man, I'll
Back in the
pull out the
club.
strap.
I saw her in the club. She was, oh boy, he was over there rubbing her back. Got the lotion out. If I hear any of that, it's like, well, I mean, first off, like, where you get that lotion from? And then second, it's like, yo, why are you even cheating on me?
That was second? Are you
That's
kidding me?
Second is why are you no. But what
By the way, we still have the update part of the situation.
does it relate to this? Kind of? Not
No.
really.
Well,
Okay. If it doesn't,
No.
you can go ahead. Did anything crazy happen? All right. Is there any more
I
tea?
think the way they talked to their mother was kind of crazy. That's why I wanted to speak about it.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So after the whole wedding thing, the 3 siblings went back to their dad's house and kind of holed up there. The ex fiance did show up at the house and demanded that they have a meeting and that they talk. And Sam begrudgingly was just like, fine, we'll have a conversation. And that's how we get to the second update. Yes. I was wondering why Sam accepted the meeting after not even talking to her, but turns out she sent videos and photos of all of his things on the floor to his best friend Tom and told him that Sam either has to talk to her or she'll burn and destroy all of his clothes and things. Which, side note, very rude given the circumstances. Like, I understand her frustration. Like, you just walked away from me. You didn't give me any conversation or explanation. You just dipped on our wedding day. I get it, but maybe just give him some time at the
Maybe
same
hold
time.
off on the arson, guys. What is with
take
that?
a day or two.
What is with that thing where it's like
That was pretty quick. But
you
Tom
do this?
came to visit Sam, told him what happened, and they informed her that they need access to the flat before anything happens. They took Tom, the oldest brother.
They took him and then they kidnapped him, just like Lauren was just now.
Yep,
and they were never
someone that's
seen from again.
Yep, someone just walked in. So
Never seen from
Hey.
again.
I think Taco needs to bring her back. You know.
What would you say is your deal breaker though, Brandon?
Honestly,
On that day.
on that day, what could be something? It would be kind of. I think my deal breaker, because my story with my cancer treatment and everything, right? If she went up to my mom, who's been there for me, right, and started saying some, BS, and started talking, a lot of BS about my
Started talking
family.
crazy to your mama.
Yeah.
Started talking crazy about your family.
Then it's over, because
Then it's
my
over.
mom has been there and throughout to the whole family. We've been through a lot. So if she says some BS, I'm done. I can't handle that shit.
Yeah.
That's all I could think of.
I think for me, I'd probably say, I mean, that would be like pretty bad. Like, you have to see, for me, like, you have to be able to have some sort of self-control as an adult. Like, even if you have a problems like with anybody in my family, like, you got to be able to First off, that would suck. Like, if you had like
Yeah.
continuous problems with people in my family, then it's like, oh, then I don't know if that work out. But if you just had a problem, you know what I'm saying? If you were like to do that in like a public setting, yeah, nah. Like, that's terrible. But on that day, I feel like you would have to do something like on that day publicly that is embarrassing. Like, you have
What?
something like that, you know,
Let's see.
um or like get into a fight with somebody. Like,
And so
unless
let's say, let's say like all my blind friends there, and she started a fight with them. Then what the hell? What's your problem? Fighting a blind person?
but yeah, I'd probably say something like that. Like, it's just for me, like, if you do whatever, for me, I'm the type of person where it takes me a minute to like process things. So I need a second to process stuff before I like really know how I feel. But
Yeah,
it's
I would
like
have
you
said
do
that
something
too.
like on site, yeah, no, it's over with.
Nah, yeah.
Like, I think I remember, um, yeah, there was like this one chick, like she like got into a fight with like the what's the people across, like the in-laws, like her sister-in-law or something, like, or to
Yeah,
be
something like
sister-in-law
that.
or whatever. Yeah, bro, and it was like it's like, especially if I mean if they like start throwing punches at you, you know, say okay, like defend yourself, sure, right? But
Yeah.
if you're the one like starting stuff or like making trouble, it's just like, yo, you can't control yourself to the point where like you can't be swinging on my family
Yeah,
members.
man. Why you swinging
What
it
you
for?
like? What's wrong with you? Like,
What's
even
wrong with
saying,
you?
even verbal abuse is like, yo, like what are you doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, um, that's all. Yeah, probably it'll probably have to end like on the spot. But that's such a tough thing, man.
It's just a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like invested in a thing, and that wasn't even like, you know, marriage, of course, not even close, not even close. But it was like tough
Yeah.
regardless. So I can't even imagine, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do y'all got something for like in general though? Forget the
What do you
wedding.
mean?
Just like in a, if you were just in a current relationship right now, what would you say would be like just deal breakers for you in general?
Ooh, man. Not taking my past traumas seriously.
So like dismissing your feelings or your what you've been through.
Not just my feelings, but specifically what I've been through.
Yeah.
Or like
Yeah.
negative comments about the situation, like victim blaming or any of that sort of thing. Not taking that. No.
Some people just don't have social awareness though, like, you know, like just don't know how to make like tasteful jokes. Like,
Yeah,
that's
but
the
it's
thing.
a difference if it's like a joke. You can tell if it was just a not tasteful joke. But some people
No,
it's
I mean, I
serious.
feel like that's something you just can't joke about, period. Like, I wouldn't. Like, I'm not
Like
telling
I
you
know
to joke about it.
I had there was this one guy that we kind of liked each other, and he didn't his turn off for me was the fact that I was sexually assaulted in the past. And he was like, yeah, I don't want you to just blame anything on me. And that was just like, whoa, big red
Whoa.
You're
flag.
kind of
Oh.
snitching on yourself, bro.
Yeah. Oh, yo.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that's
Whoa. Wow.
that's a little, bro.
Right, like big
you're
red
kinda-
flag, bud.
Oh. A
yo,
little punch to the throat.
that's a little, yo, I told this story. This is like slightly unrelated, but it has to do with red flags, or it's snitching on yourself. Shout out to my homeboy who told me this story. I told you guys already off air.
Yeah.
But so they were having this conversation, and it was at work, and they were talking about, you know, how young would you date somebody? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the lowest age you could go?
Oh, that story.
And a lot of the people around there, they were like, you know, it's like, you know, people around our age, like in their 20s and early 20s and stuff like that. So they were like, yeah, you know, maybe like 20 is the lowest, maybe 19, You know what I'm saying? Maybe like 21, somewhere in that range would probably be like the lowest you go. So this guy comes around and says, I think I'll have to say probably 17 and a half. And everyone just stopped and looked at him. Like, it's like, yo, 17
like there's
and a half.
there's a couple of questions you ask him.
There's a couple of questions.
When he says 17, that's when you turn and you're like, huh? But then when you get to the half, it's just like, why?
It's
so
like you
specific?
really thought that you got close enough. You know what I'm saying? First off, why didn't you just say 18?
Yeah, 18
That's
would have
number-
been a better answer.
I mean, 18 still we will
It's
look at
still
you like, oh, that's
sus,
weird.
but
That's still
like-
sus, but you're not technically you're
But,
not
like, I would
saying
have to let
anything
it
wrong.
slide. Right.
Like everyone would have to let it slide because like, okay, technically, sure. I mean, whatever. That's you give them a little side eye, but it's like it's a whatever. You're both adults
Right.
at that point. But this man said 17 and a half. Like, I feel like that's just like, I feel like, bro, like you really just telling on yourself. Like, you might as well just say 12, really, because we all know that's what you want to say. Like, you really thought that one percentage point would just really help you out. And then he started
you
going
could've
into
waited
like
a
the
couple
laws.
months?
Yeah, and then he started going to laws like legally. Well, if she starts off the year at this, or if she's gonna turn 18 within the year, then it's legally, you'll be able to do blah blah. It's like, fam, you really went to the Georgia bylaws, the federal bylaws. You looked that joint up. You said Section A, Article 5, subsection B. And you really have that joint memorized. Like, that's so sus,
Like,
bro.
you were such a pedophile that you had to be sure.
Yo.
That's
And you know
crazy.
what's funny? He really outed himself by saying 17 and a half, because if he said 12, it's like everyone just be like, oh, he's joking. Like, haha. Okay. He just made an edgy joke, whatever. The fact that you gave such a like specific and realistic answer, it's close enough to like where it's like there's no joke in it.
And the other thing is, why did he think it was okay? Like, what possessed him in that mind to feel so safe as to say that out loud with the thought process?
He thought that it was close enough to where normal people wouldn't look at him crazy, but
No.
when you're a pedophile, bro, it's just all the lines get blurred. All the lines
Are you talking from experience, Adolze? What do you
Oh,
mean?
no, actually, let's not do that. All right, okay, you gotta be at least like 85 for me to mess with you.
Oh my
I
god,
like
you
them
mess with old
bony and dusty.
ladies?
I like them dusty.
You looking for a Gertrude?
I'm looking for a Gertrude. Okay, I'm looking for one. Anybody out there who has none of their teeth? Yeah,
Trying to get a Gilda. I got you. I understand.
yeah. Give me a call. I like them dusty. Okay. I like a big sound when I give you a hug. Yeah, I like that.
You want to hear the bones crack as they get up.
Yeah.
I understand. I see what you into.
That arthritis be doing wonders, yo. I'm just saying. Just take that
That
for
no
what you
teeth
will.
gawk. I got you, man.
Oh god.
Hey.
Oh goodness. Good lord. So I mean, I think for me though, in general, I'd probably say a deal breaker would be like, you definitely just can't be like unreasonable. Like, you have to be willing, for in my mind, to, and this is like a light one. It's not like bad, because I mean, obviously you do something like really bad, like, duh, of course. But like, you can't be like unreasonable in the sense of like, I don't want to ask anybody to change for anything, but at the same time, you can't be so stuck in your ways or stuck in whatever that you're only willing to do things your way and you're not willing to at least listen to anything. You know what I'm saying?
Not even just that, but that's a toxic trait.
You said what?
I said that's the toxic trait.
It's very
to not
toxic.
listen.
It's very toxic to like, that kind of like narcissistic, like everything is about me kind of deal. Because at a certain point, it's like, well, honestly, I'd get bored of that anyway. Like if you're just all about yourself, like I get bored of people like that very quickly. Like if you're just all you like to do is talk about yourself and like be in your own self, it's like, all right, like I'm really good at listening to people talk when they want to talk for a long time. I can do that. But if we're in a relationship, yo, it's like I gotta get something, yo. You know what I mean? You gotta be able to vibe. You can't do that. It's like, well, it's not gonna go anywhere.
Not even just that, but the point of a relationship is for it to be give and take, half and half, me and you. Now, it's not supposed to be all about me all the time. That's not a relationship. That's just a fan. That's fan behavior. You just want to be famous.
I mean,
That's
you know what I'm saying? I want some fans. What's good? What's wrong with fans? You know, ladies. Hey, hi.
I don't know if you're interesting enough for me to be a fan, my boy, or for. No
Listen,
offense.
Don't flatter yourself.
That was actually really mean.
Don't flatter yourself, okay? Listen? You gotta be 4 times your age for me to even look in your direction. Okay? Don't flatter yourself. Okay. I need some cobwebs coming out of your armpits.
In hindsight, I'm starting to realize what you're looking for is a mommy.
What? No. Let's not get this confused. Let's not get this confused. I'm looking for a great grandmother. Okay? I'm looking for like you got to be around when I wasn't allowed to be on the same side of the street as white people. You should have been around for that. If you wasn't around for that, how can I really trust you, you know?
My boy want to learn about civil rights.
Right, yeah.
You should have been around. Like you should have been like around when
you should have physically met
popping.
Martin Luther King. Otherwise, you're not good enough to talk to him.
Malcolm X too.
You should have been. Yeah, if you did not have an in-person conversation with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., okay, I'm sorry. Like
if you didn't high five Rosa Parks on a Tuesday morning at 8 a.m., you're not good enough for a Daze.
Forget that. If you're younger than Rosa Parks, yo, don't come near me. All right. If you're younger than how old she would be right now, don't come in my direction. All right. I don't want.
Isn't she like in her 90s?
First off, Rosa Parks has passed away. I just want to.
Well, wouldn't she be in her 90s?
But
I'm so sorry.
Her age, I don't know what her age would have been. I know
she passed away when she was like 80, which should have been like 10 to 12 or so years ago.
So she was born February the 4th, 1913, guys. Impromptu history lesson. And she passed away on October 24th, 2005. So she would have been, so she passed away at 92. She would have been 108, I want to say, at this moment.
You want to know what you're looking for? You looking for one of the last people that are alive after dealing with World War II.
If you did not have the current Guinness World Record for age, I don't want your number, okay? Whoever is the oldest woman on earth, please.
I think it's like
my line.
105, 108.
I want to treat you, okay, for a nice
house dinner?
Well, I won't say steak dinner. We would have to kind of blend it and mash it up for you to drink from a straw. But yeah.
Oh my god.
We would have to. You would have to sip the steak. But listen, I don't care however you want it. I got you. Okay. I'm here for you.
Okay, so according to Google, Kane Tanaka of Japan, ma'am, he's looking for you, babe.
Hey, it gives me one more.
He's 118 years old, 307 days.
It gives me an excuse to travel. So hey, to Japan I go. You know, I didn't get to see the Olympics, but this is way better. How about that?
My God.
What would you? Well, did we all say our deal breakers in general? Brandon.
Not mine. Yeah. I think mine would be if she starts to take advantage of my disability. I think that's where it has to be a deal breaker for me.
Dude,
that's actually pretty fair.
But like, how would you even do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how even cross someone's mind? Like, I don't understand how that would even.
I've actually, in my spare time, I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube, of
Yeah.
people of various backgrounds and whatnot. And I've read like quite a few stories of people with disabilities being taken advantage of. And not even just that, but I've witnessed one. I've actually witnessed that from a Walmart worker at my job, and it drove me insane.
Start from the beginning.
Please. I work afternoon shifts a lot, and I'm usually the only one left in my department. So one of the door greeters, coincidentally the door greeter that I like the least, she came up to me and she was like, "This customer needs your help." And I was like, "Oh, all right, whatever." And I come around to the customer, and the customer was asking me about these donuts she wanted. She wanted these chocolate donuts, and she was trying to see like how many was in the bag. I didn't know she was blind. So I was telling her the price of the bag, and I was like giving her a rough estimate on what's in there. And then the door greeter was looking around at stuff in my department, and she comes to me. She's like, "Oh, by the way, she's blind." And I was like, "Oh, now I understand why she's asking me like so much specific stuff." So I go forth and I like, double down. And like me and this lady's like really trying to get her exactly what she wanted, while the door greeter is wandering around and then putting stuff in her cart. I didn't know why she was doing that. Left it alone. I'm helping this lady. Me and this lady's going back and forth. Like we're like trying to make a decision. She's getting a couple things from my department, so I'm really helping her. The door greeter is still around. Right. And I overhear the door greeter lady go, "Oh my God, this cake looks so nice. Like, I totally need that." And then in the midst of me helping this lady, she stops me. The door greeter herself stops me and goes, "Hey, Lauren, what's in this cake?" For herself. This isn't her time. She is on the clock. She does not need to be shopping right now. So she's really pissing me off because I'm helping a customer who needs my help, which technically you should be helping because this is also your job, but instead you're shopping. And then I see her take the cake and put it in the lady's cart. And then when the lady put her donuts in the cart, the door greeter lady pushed her donuts aside because it was on her side of the cart, which I don't think the lady knew that her stuff was in the cart.
So she put the cake in her cart so that she would pay for it?
I don't know if it was for her to pay for it, but I do know she was sharing a cart. So I know what from what I could tell, she was shopping on the clock using that customer as an excuse, basically.
Yo, that's
granted,
gross.
The customer definitely needed help. Like, she needed the assistance, but I mean, yeah. I can tell she wasn't assisting her. She's getting other people to help her help the lady while she shopped on the clock, which is taking advantage of her, and it infuriated me.
Yeah, it's like normally, sometimes what I hear people would do, like if they're blind, I can call up Walmart and say like, "Hi, I'm coming through to come shopping. I'm a blind individual. I might need some assistance, So I might go to like customer service or go to like, "Hey, I'm that blind guy that just called, and I need your assistance going around the store." Like, all right.
I never knew that. That was actually my first time ever experiencing that. And I felt really bad for that lady because that door greeter is just so mindless. It really did like infuriate me that she was doing that. Like, I've never been more upset for a person. And it was just of the fact that you're using her cart when she came here to shop and she doesn't know what you're doing. Like, why did you think that was okay?
Yeah, it'd be nice if we like, "Hey, I just put a piece of cake in the cart. You can't just put something there. You expect me to pay for it."
No, this door greeter had like a few items. Like, it wasn't just the cake.
She looked
at it. So and did she tell her that, "Hey, I'm putting a few items in your bag? I mean, in your
When I was helping the lady, I told her, "Hey, I'm gonna sit this in your cart." That was fine. Me and the lady had communication. The door greeter, no, she just sat it in there. And my thing is, I don't know if they had a conversation prior or not.
Yeah.
But from my interpretation, it didn't seem like it.
Even if she did tell it, like, it's just, again, you're literally on the clock. Like, why are you? Would you do that to any other customer?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo.
And they didn't look related, so it really did look like she was just a blind customer who needed assistance. So it was mind-boggling to me. And I was already having a bad day, and for some reason, witnessing that just made it 10 times worse. Like, I was just so pissed off for the rest of the day of just like, how dare she?
In conclusion, y'all, stay single because everyone is just awful. As we can, we've clearly put
Currently
Attested to.
witness.
to the front of the table. We've clearly witnessed today.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all, that was fun. This has been a great episode of the podcast. Again, shout out to everybody who's coming on here after the fact, listening to the VOD, or it's not called a VOD on YouTube, but to the replay, or the video when it's up. Go ahead and check out Lauren's new show, nameless for now. But
Yes.
go ahead and check out. Actually, no, we did come up with a name.
Yeah. The Lauren Show.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Doom doom.
Yeah, guys, go check out the Lauren show.
Yes.
Every other Tuesday, I'm sorry, at 4
Yes.
p.m. And go check out the Dragon
Dragon
Sanctum
Sanctum. Every other Thursday.
every other Thursday at 4
Yeah.
p.m. It's kind of hard to say every other, like it's just so much catchier to say every, but we're not on that type of schedule, at least right now.
We don't overbear our fans with watching something every single
No.
day. This isn't Unis Honest, guys. Can't do that.
That's really we're not CNN, y'all. Like
We're not like other
we're not
podcasts.
complex. We're not like the
Yes.
other podcasts. I love the fact that you made that reference. I just want to expose myself, and yeah, I have said that unironically before. You're not like the other girls. I've said that. It was a long time ago.
At least
I've
you're
learned.
owning up to your faults.
I've learned.
Yeah.
Okay. To be fair, I felt it was true at the time, but
Which is fair, but we don't take it seriously.
we simping out here when we youngins. I don't care who you are. You've simped before. If you are, if you've done it. But all right, y'all. That was great. That was fun. So shout out to those two. There are two new shows upcoming on Wednesday and Friday. So guys, be in here on Wednesday at 4 p.m. to check out my new show. Which mine has no title yet. And then Brandon and our tech show is on Friday. So if you want to listen to any tech news or thing that's been going on for the past few months, go ahead and check it out. And since we're doing it every 2 weeks, we'll update you guys on like stuff that's happened in the past 2 weeks. Just a quick video for y'all to be updated with tech stuff. If you don't want to just like sift through 100 videos on like what's been going on, we'll be there. So yeah, lots of new content coming out for Easy Beezy.
Yes.
And, yeah. You guys got anything else to say before we head out?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. Well, that has been it, y'all. We'll go ahead and see y'all next Sunday. I'll see y'all this Wednesday. Keep it easy and beezy. We out.